Yeah.
So wanted to know, at least for you guys, as we come back to this, talking still about image, wanted to have an understanding. What experience have you had, Safunyi Wawili, where you've been perceived in a way that you didn't quite match the image ulikuwa unaweka out there? Unajua like unatembea hapo ukijua sasa msi mimi unanibeba hivyo. Like literally the image that una believe uko nayo na kenye mtu aliona are two different things.
Me, I think the biggest misconception attendance in a high school, because ilianzanga high school, because I don't look my age. I usually look younger than my age. So the shade.
True. I mean, imagine
no, even when I was a child.
In comparison.
Yeah. So even when I was a child, okay, not a child, but a teenager in high school, for some weird reason, how especially ladies used to interpret that was I was a mama's boy. Walikuwa wanaangalia wanasema unakaa tu mama's boy. And at that time nilikuanga okay to some degree kichwa ngumu. So tulikuwa tunakosana na my mom all the time. So nilikuwa tu like, if you knew how much we don't get along, you wouldn't.
Ukiangalia una watu na come to.
Alafu for some weird reason, right now people think I'm a rich kid. I don't know, is it because of how I look?
Bado ni ndevu tena.
Or is it
again,
how
same
kwani rich kids ndo awananga nini? Awananga ndevu.
The ndevu, the afro.
Rich kids awananga ndevu.
Yes. Yes.
Amwana pa kwa koko bato akigrow up.
Why do you think
ndevu azika? Ndevu azika.
Angalia wala scroll wako na mbili.
So expensive. Why do you think Biadol is so expensive?
Mnani nini. Anyway, yeah, so
so unataka kusema you're not a rich kid?
No, I wouldn't consider myself a rich kid. Yeah. Okay. Which unaona when I meet chicks, kuna hiyo some expectation they have in mind. When I get hata nikifikiria mali neza mpeleka na mali anafikiria neza mpeleka, the expectation and the reality has match. But I'll still take her to a decent place, but it's not where she thinks I can afford. When I get alafu it doesn't help that as I grew up, I'm one of those people who rely on myself. So hata kampo ilikuwa nikisota spigi home. Like I just power through them the rest of the month. So I learned to rely on myself from a very young age. So that even means, even now, when I don't have money to spend, I won't go borrow from home so that I can get that money to spend. I work within my budget. Of course, najua nikiongelesha mzazi vizuri anaweza nisort.
Utatumia wani wale wenye mko like, mama mnaweza mtumia kitu niko kwa liquor store.
Anaionanga 1,000 miles away.
Sawa baba, I'm sending.
Nikismile tu hivi anajuanga tu. What do you want? But anyway, yeah, so alafu, as I mentioned, I'm not someone who particularly paid that much attention to my how I dress.
Even though there's a stark difference between yangu na yako. And I also don't pay attention
Saini may improve. But before Saini may improve. But before, especially, I'll give you an example. In campus, a whole 2 semesters, sikuchana nywele. A whole 2 semesters.
Hey, manze, I am such a bad boy.
No, unaona ile hata ati you try to maintain it.
Ilifika level yangu.
Nywele yako ni kidogo. Like, ilikuwa heavy. I looked like a mad person. Adi, when I used to walk in class, that's the first thing watu walikuwa na notice. And I used to wash my hair every day. So you can imagine naosha nywele, alafu sichani. Na si nyoi.
Cynthia inakupatia rich kid nini?
Bado. If you look at
so ikaka ni kama not only am I a rich kid, but I'm a rich irresponsible. Like I'm one of those kids who really don't care how you perceive them, because anajua amekiwa job mahali, so they really don't care how you think about them. Yani nakupatiwa hiyo job when it wasn't really the case. I just genuinely didn't care about how I looked. Mimi nilikuwa tu
No, it's a thing that I think most of us go through when we're young. Image yenye uko nayo now compared to what you had 10 years ago ama through campus. Mnaweza sema the same?
No.
So lawyers mnaendanga mfundisho kuvaa suti shule KSL.
Ni lazima. Even with no money, and let me tell you, it's hard. The first 2-3 years, it is difficult. But you must wear that nice suit. Just know where you'll get your money and buy a nice suit. Because for us, impression is everything. There's no way you're going to trust a skimpily
dressed
lawyer. No way. But then you see that 3-piece suit, it's good material.
Shirt in white.
Exactly. Umepiga vizuri pasi.
Yes.
Those are the things that make people trust us.
Really?
Ndo unamdanganya vizuri sasa.
Kuna mawakili, you'll just easily, when they tell you for a particular case, pay me 50,000, you're okay. There's another one, hata uwezi mention your 50,000, right? What is that difference? Why do you think there's that difference? There's even a friend of mine, he literally invested and imported a watch almost 300,000. And he told me, because I was like, what are you doing? You're almost the same age.
But he's driving.
He's driving.
Okay. Because unaingia jena kwa matatu na watch that's more expensive than the matatu.
I know. So he told me it's an investment. Because he's growing his farm. This is the only way he will actually attract clients.
And it's a conversation starter. Like you'll go to a very high-end client. Akwambie, oh, by the way, that's a very nice watch. Yeah, like I know that watch.
Exactly. So for us, first impression
is everything.
Yeah.
How someone perceives you when they look at you will either help you in a case or not, or help that client trust you with their money.
Yeah.
So hapo akunanga ati nini, you have to go and purchase those nice, and most of our suits are actually tailor-made. Yeah, because for example, myself and how my body looks, there's no way I'm going to buy a suit that is going to automatically fit me. And you want it to fit properly, right? So you go, there's this part called River Road. I don't know the shop. It sells materials. Very nice, expensive materials. That's where this big tailor shops get their materials. So you have to just know those places. And good tailors.
Pascal.
Me, Kwanza, I have a story. I've worked with lawyers kiasi. And I do see that. I've seen that a lot. They really care how they look, how the office looks. Unapata that spend just as much of money on their suit, on their office, on their watch, now here, and definitely on their cup here. So image is everything kwao, and image is how you see them the first time you just interact with them. So I worked with them. I helped them, and I respected this. Hizo time I was younger, was way younger kiasi nikianza kuwork na law firms. So bado my perception ya self-image mali iko sahi ilikuwa lower. Me bado siko naona, like I wasn't giving that much attention and importance to how I dress. But I cared enough that I worked for a law firm and I know that's important to them. So I did my best. Nikuwa navaa fiti. Mse, mchapa kazi huko for a while. I think after kituka 6 months, nikaendelea vipoa, kafanya na wao almost 1 year. After a while, naitwa na my manager. Sasa, our lawyers walikuwa clients. Sasa naitwa na my manager. Like, it's a guy, young guy, chill. Like, hey, ukopoa, cut down kiasi tuonge. Shinda jo, form. Sijafanya kitu yote. You know, my work was good.
We need to talk to the office.
Out of nowhere, like, kwanza si hata manager tuna meeting often that we talk. So, hey, cut down, we talk. I'm like, okay, sawa. But we heard from one of your clients, wanasema, you're not following the dress code. Like, okay. One, ni dress code yao. Mi niko hapa ka, like huku nje.
I am not involved.
I'm not an employee. 2, I dress well. Like, dress code yao inasema dress vizuri, I dress well. Kanambia, managing partner. Amesema, apendi venye unavaa.
Allah.
Your point, I'm young, like I think very early 20s. Managing partner had a comment about how I look.
Imagine.
And I'm not an employee.
Reasons.
You go like, hey, okay. So need to itabidi uanze kuvaa vizuri, uongeze katai
na according to you wewe umevaa vizuri.
Mimi niko poa, like I have a buttoned up shirt, it's clean. Unataka nini ingine na mimi?
Personal image.
Yeah.
Very
So you actually the fact that he even had to point it out.
Yeah.
My bosses never pointed it out. But yeah, getting to hear that from them ilikuwa biggie.
But I think there's some level ukifika you transcend that.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Kuna some
level vibaya sana.
Kuna some level ukifika you transcend that. Okay, I don't know if it applies to lawyers, but kuna time unaona kama Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes,
like, hata kiva the same type of t-shirt the whole year hakuna mtu ata make fun because he's worth a few $1 billion.
Yes.
Una get but wewe jaribu
Kanye West clothes.
Kanye West will dress.
I mean, they are tattered clothes.
It's actually clothes for either for street kids or for very rich people.
Yeah.
Those are the only two groups that can pull off Kanye's clothes. Because inafika mahali, if Uhuru Kenyatta's kid akitembea with nini ya Kanye West, Cynthia tamwangalia kwa like, oh, that's impressive. But
and it looks so nice.
Mimi nikiiva ndaka chokora. Atakushana mimi club ashiri. Oh my God, look at that guy looking at me. Why is he looking at me? Inakuwa sexual harassment.
Kuongea na her friends, guy, hata sidhani wako na pesa.
I don't think ati pesa. I don't think I'm safe. I don't think I'm safe here.
It's not really easy. Man.
Naka kumtoka simu.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a point
so
where
image ni kila kitu, like hapo bado anakujudge vibaya based on money. If you get enough money, it becomes your image.
Exactly.
The money becomes your image. Because now
just like lawyers, the degree is their image.
The diploma, the postgraduate diploma.
Diploma is their image.
The postgraduate. Tafadhali.
Where?
Say the full thing.
But okay. So ngoja niko nyingine. There's a time pia again mwenye simejua image yangu level yangu maliko. So mtaelewa hii. House hunting.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You just don't know what you sold.
Very important.
Believe this. Why?
You hata si lazima explain.
Si lazima.
Kuna venye tu landlord anakuangalianga naona you cannot afford this house. Even if you have the money, uko like I can pay double the rent every month. What do you
nachukua nyumba mbili hapa.
But ako tule. Cause unafikiria I can get a second house in your building as my store. But yana kuangalia kwa like na hiyo vumbi kwa mguu. Wewe hakuna.
Na hizo sweatpants umevaa.
Na hizo sweatpants.
No.
Alafu yote umechomwa na jua umetembea yako yote. So the image yenye ukifika tu at the house at 5 p.m. after a long day. Mtu anakuangalia kwa like apana. So vitu hizo ndio yenye, so image still matters in all those, whatever you do. My question would be then, how do you work on it? How do you work on your image? Cynthia?
I think Rowan first.
I'll give my personal experience after nipatiane that history of mine. How I wasn't paying attention. Then one time, I think a lot. I tend to think that helps me. So I do get to think a lot. Then ikafika point nika realize I just looked at myself from a third person's view. Like see me. It's not me looking at myself. I'm looking at myself as if someone else is looking at me. Then I started asking myself, would I approach myself for anything? Be it form, be it a business deal, be it job, be it job. Like would someone approach me venye naka? And my answer was, well, probably not. And for a long time nilikuwa nafikiria, well, my personality should matter and all that. Then because I'm a huge fan of psychology, I study a lot of psychological concepts. Then ndo nikakuja ku learn about that whole idea your brain doesn't have a million years to process information. It picks what it sees na ina try ku. That's the first basis, because your mind has a million things to do and not enough time to do it. So mtu akikuja akini approach, or rather mtu akiingia in a room na anione and I'm in the company of 20 other people, hana time ya kuget kulearn all 20 personalities for them to know Ron is a nice person and Pascal is not. Even though Pascal is dressed better. They really don't have that time. All the time they have, initially kwanza, they scan the room, wanaona Ron, Pascal na Cynthia wajavaa vizuri. I will not select them. Then anaendelea kunarrow down. Because again, masa ni machache. So once I realized that, I started paying more attention to how I present myself. So sahi, hata nikienda tu nje for a stroll, I'll try to look decent. I'll try to wear, like, see I'm dressing to impress, but I just look decent. So that hata ni mtu mwenye kama umepotea, you can approach me and say, oh, by the way, ile place yuko wapi, I give you directions. But before ungeniangalia uone uanaka kunitoka naka ndamsimamisha nitoke wallet. So hakuna haja nimsimamishe. So that's what made me start working on how I'm dressing. So nika change my clothes. I gave my clothes to donation because and now I need to get rid of them.
Sounds like you became a slave of image.
No,
not a slave.
Now you can't
leave the house without thinking, kai msaki niona nakaje leo.
No, it's not that. It's
now
I want to present myself.
Get again on a mat akiwa na sweatpants, na pajamas na Crocs.
No, I would want
now
to present.
He cares how people think.
No, I would want to present myself how I view myself.
Yeah.
So nataka kujipresent venye najiangalia.
Okay.
So that ukini meet, your assessment now where I believe I am equal almost the same. Isikwe I'm presenting myself as someone I'm not, but equal to because before I wasn't paying attention to that. So that's what helped me kind of try to start improving on my image. Yeah.
Okay. Circle back to what exactly apart from me or Jew. Again, inakanika image kwako, which is the main thing to mention kusema, but wholesome is not just dressing. Do you do something about
how
your
I
accents?
How I talk. For example, nearly realize with my circle of friends, I joke a lot. And sometimes the jokes I say with the people who know me, other people might find them offensive. So if it's, and especially if I'm in a place where, let's say I'm meeting Cynthia for the first time. Now you call me, you're not in the room, Sindio. Alafu maybe you're supposed to have a conversation with Cynthia, Sindio. So I wouldn't want the first impression Cynthia has of me is Ron is an offensive person. It blocks that line of communication. Sezitaka iblock your line of communication. So tukiongea nawe kwa simu, I won't say the inappropriate things I'm used to saying when we have conversations until Cynthia anze kunijua a bit better. Ndo ailewe when I say these things, I say them to people who understand that
from a good heart as a joke.
Exactly. So that as you take iondo sa by the time we are having a conversation with her, it has blocked that line of communication now. She's just defensive because anajua Ron will offend me at any time. Yeah, so I also changed that. Yeah. But I've always been a clean person, so that has not been a problem for me. Mimi nakuwa msafi.
Cynthia, do you leave the house pia ukifikiria watu wakiniona leo?
It depends. Even niko mtaani, there's no, it's just there, it's a neighborhood, so no much.
Wanakujua.
Wananijua tu. But of course, sitatoka na kitambaa. You know.
Kuna ile
kitambaa ni yako.
Na so wanakujua.
I won't overdo it, but it's always nice to look nice. Because like you initially started, when you started this conversation, Pascal, you said people tend to be attracted to good things. Right?
Yeah.
Because of that, then at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, I'll put it that way, it's important for you to be clean. It's important for you to dress well. Because if you want people to actually want to be associated with you, it just comes with it. Personal image is a very big factor. How you communicate, how you dress, how you smell, you know.
True.
Right?
True.
And for me,
kwanza hapo kwa kusmell wanaume tafadhali.
And then money is no object. Yes, money should never be an object. My ladies out there will agree.
Take lessons. Yes. Take lessons.
Yeah.
If you walk,
usinunue mzinga, nunua perfume.
If you walk around Ngara or River Road, you'll find nice looking clothes.
Yeah.
You know, it should not be an object and say, once I get money is when I'll start dressing well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You should be able to pick out good things. You should be able to have that good taste so that you're able to pick. No, because, you know, that's the only way. So that is what I used for me.
Yeah.
Because I remember growing up, because I'm really close with my brother.
Yeah.
I tended to dress like a tomboy. Not intentionally, but because that is what I knew. You know, if you have had some of our backgrounds, unapata nguo ni zile hand down, right? So what my brother was wearing, it's not fit.
Hey, your parents took hand-me-downs quite literally. Hand-me-down in a non-discriminatory way, regardless of gender.
Yeah, so I remember when I came to Nairobi, because I was studying my undergraduate. That's the reason I actually came to Nairobi.
Yeah.
I remember nikwa kwa hostel, and then these ladies are like, "Oh, we need to take you to Ngara."
Yeah.
Right? So clearly, they saw there's something wrong with my image. I'm dressing like a guy.
Nikakutana na dem kwa club or kwa any social event, akupatie orbit. She's telling you something.
Nikava nyulembe tende kununua kiatu.
Auambiwi the problem, anachukua yake kwanza, alafu kuuliza care to have some.
Exactly.
In a polite way. Anyway.
So nikapitishwa Ngara, and I was like, wow, clothes there are as cheap as even 50 bob. If you really know how to check, ama gikomba, right? And from then, I just started working on my image. Kidogo too. And as I worked on my image, now that's how you start seeing how people respond.
Yeah.
The people around you start responding. And I was like, oh, come on, now people are finding me beautiful, right? People want to converse
like comments are coming, compliments.
Yes. Ivo too.
On that point, nimekumbuka, there's a video nimewatch leo asubuhi. Yeah, this prank that was done in the US. So a whole store was opened and it looked very nice. Alafu akajaza viatu. Now the shoes walieka ni just normal shoes. In their country, it's just shoes worth $20, $30, $35. But they sold them as designer shoes. Alafu you can see these people who are coming to buy, moja meshika a pair of shoes that I can honestly buy in town for 4,000 shillings. Maximum. Alikuwa nauziwa, I think, $600. Then ameshika akisema, I can tell this is made from really good quality. Then now the prank, the experiment they were trying to do was trying to prove that the perception matters. So waliingia in a store that looks very fancy. Na wakaambiwa, in this fancy store, these shoes are designer shoes. So unapata msiana, they can't tell the difference between kiatu ya $25 and $600. They really can't. But since imeuzwa as kiatu ya $600, they buy it. They actually, kwanza dem moja alikuwa anasema how mabeshte zake wataiona wako like, oh my God, where did you get that? Nani kiatu ya $30, but yeye ameambiwa ni $600. So it goes to your point here. How you sell yourself is how people will buy you. Okay, not.
But it's true.
Not to buy you, but
so image ndo the brand, ndo the packaging yenye unajiwekea.
At least initially.
Okay, initially by the way.
At least initially. Yeah, that's why con men hawavaangi vibaya. Wana putting their best foot forward. They come in they even rent cars. to come and con you.
Wash.
Wanakuzia shamba 5 million na hata ya juu hiyo shamba ni ya nani. But since alikam na range, unajua there's no way umsali choma mafuta na hii shamba si yake.
So basi hiyo yote you keep chasing. Hiyo sasa ndio alikuwa nakisema Ron anaanza kusound ni kama mtu ana chase image, like a slave on image, because how much now will you put as a limit to how much you can spend on your self image, on this branding and packaging. Cynthia amesema madam there's none, so sirudi kwako. There's no limit.
To answer your question before Ron answers it, you need to first love yourself. There's this notion that how you look as a lady is very important. So that's why some ladies are not eating. The diets, the crazy keto diets.
Yeah.
And they're using so much money to enhance.
To look like hi.
Right? There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're doing that to attract attention, then there's something wrong with that. If you're doing it to just feel good about yourself, then that is okay. So it only starts within. That's how you will know, and this is my limit. Because if you feel like you can't just go to the shop without putting makeup on, then there's something. Then there's something.
Na niyo kioski kwa hapo chini.
I mean, the shopkeeper has seen you so many times. But why do you feel the need of applying
brushing
some
your
lipstick?
hair, putting some lipstick, like makeup tu kidogo
Exactly. Right? So aponjo sasa you can now tell. When you love yourself, then a limit is not an issue, because you'll just look at yourself in the mirror and you'll be like, I look nice. I don't really need to overdo this or just go for...
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Cynthia, me na feel you. I look in myself.
There's a difference. There's a difference between overdoing it.
Na hata sijasema.
And there's a difference between overdoing it and not trying.
Not even tried. Umeamka tu.
Please, let's stand guided. Tafadhali.
No.
Let's be guided accordingly.
Milko ataka tu kurelate.
Sawa.
Like yangu.
Itabidi umechange.
Because I look at myself, one way that I've been trying to deal with my self-image is trying to start from within. Like, okay, what am I comfortable with? And the reason I go out the way I do, just the way I do, is because I am comfortable with that. Like, kwangu, staff kiria, umse ataniona and then won't, like, atanipenda, ata appreciate, kutuka yo, or won't even give me the time of day. Sometimes it could, sometimes some could, but I still go with that mentality. I am comfortable. So see, like you said, if you point where I am okay and I'm not doing it, I really struggle. I know sometimes kuna temenye lazima nivae to impress.
Okay.
If my friends force me to, depending on where we are going, I will and I can. Going for a job interview, definitely have to. Going for a first date. No. Some of those key things. Kwangu is ondo the only important key things. Hizi zingine, they're just like, I can do it. I don't need to impress you. I just want to converse with you. So that's what, at least for me, that's what works. It in terms of now trying to fix myself and knowing how much to invest. And coming it down to what I feel I'm comfortable with. Now if me niko poa with just this, and I'm like, okay, ishani hit that I might meet someone, and I have, who judge me vibaya kwa yule landlord alinichuja. But okay, there are so many other things poa, but uko wrong. I mean, based on how I was looking, the landlord was okay to do that, but iko tu hapo. Like, I still get comfortable with it, and I look for other opportunities.
I think how I can respond to that as we wind up is, for me, because no offense, but I live in the real world. I live in the real world.
Delusional boy here.
So I realized that for me, it's not only what makes me comfortable. It's also what represents me. Because again, there's a way I know how I am. And that's the impression I would want you to have of me. So not something exaggerated, not something that's not me, something that represents who I am. So enough kamali where, let's say if I have to go for a certain, inaweza go to something as small as bowling, sindio? But I ask myself, okay, maybe niko comfortable in just sweatpants na t-shirt. Na maybe Crocs. Maybe don't put me beyond Crocs, by the way. Me never Crocs anywhere. So, but I'll ask myself, when someone sees me, how would they want them to perceive me in a way that I know most accurately represents who I am? So if so those two factors will guide. Of course, I won't do something that I find very uncomfortable. Kakuna siku nilienda kubai tisho na ile tisho udem alikuwa ataka nibai ilikuwa imenishika sana, and with the person I am, I don't like clothes that are too fitting for me. Nataka something I can, I can wiggle around. Na get. So nikamwambia, I know it looks nice. Na nilijangalia kwa kio, this shirt looks nice, but it's smaller. Give me a bigger size. Because that's what I'm comfortable with.
Kwa sababu ukiva smaller, okay.
That's what I'm comfortable with. Yes, it will still portray me as an attractive person, which I am, but but I'm not comfortable with it. So due to the comfort aspect, nikakuwa like, okay, just give me a size bigger.
Honorable hapo. Nice. It's been nice having you all. We gotta wind up here. Yes. I hope watu wameget your image looks ni kila kitu.
Image is important.
Not everything, but it's important.
Yes. It's
not everything. Okay.
Yes,
Mr. Vafiti lakini ukiongea na mimi utabambia. Mimi ni Pascal. Bye.
Unajua ni watu wangapi waje kuongelesha juvenyu.
Poleni kwenyu mlimiss.
Waambie jitetesa, waambie you are a nice person.
He's a good guy.
You're a good guy.
No, but you look okay. You look nice.
On that note, I started with giving you a compliment. You look really good.
Alafu unaambiwa
I look okay. I look nice. To on that note, thank you, Cynthia, for coming. Come back next time.
Aki,
be brutally honest.
Yes. On a Friday, you can catch us on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube.
Anyway, we're churning out so much content, Spotify. And thanks, guys, for following.
Yes, thank you so much.
And listening.
Yeah, for listening to our madness.
Yeah, you're putting very nice content out there. So
yes, go not to church.
As you are churching, I'm brutally honest, right? Yeah.
True.
Good stuff.
Okay. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.